Payday loans. Dubberly, Louisiana. Be cautious that payday loans don't take control of your money. When money is hard to come by, payday loans may help men and women get the funds they want immediately. This helps take care of any fiscal issue that you are currently experiencing. You might get oneself into issues if you're struggling to know what receiving a payday loan is focused on. Read these pointers to ascertain if online payday loans will work for you. Before you decide to make an effort to apply, be sure about when you are able to pay off that loan. Due to the fact payday loans have really high interest rates as well as considerable penalty charges for low repayment, one does on your own no mementos by using out that loan that you'll have issues repaying by the due date. There are numerous businesses that offer you payday loans. Before you have a financial loan from their website, look up the corporation as well as their assistance. Evaluations has to be positive. Paying a little bit time looking into the different companies will save you money and enable you to avoid potential problems. It's not unusual for folks to consider applying for payday loans to help protect a crisis bill. Try your very best to do this whenever you can avoid achieving this. Consider credit dollars from those close to you as being an initial alternative before you think about a payday advance. Payday lenders make use of a number of methods to evade usury rules intended to shield the individual. Rather than charging substantial fascination, they will likely tack on charges for the financial loan to constitute the distinction. After it's all mentioned and carried out, the rate of interest may be 10 times an ordinary one. Particular. Not every payday loans are comparable to one another. So, before you find a payday loan financial institution for you personally, do a bit of investigation. It can save you a great deal of funds by studying distinct firms. That makes the whole method simpler. It is prudent to verify any fees which are assessed with your payday loan. This can help you discover what you're basically paying out if you obtain the bucks. Also, there are rate of interest regulations that you should be aware of. Companies skirt these regulations by recharging insanely high fees. These added charges ought to be considered while computing the complete price of the borrowed funds. Cut costs by preventing it should you don't require this kind of financial loan. When selecting a payday advance company, thoroughly analyze them. Many options are available, and you also must ensure that the organization you deal with is reputable, properly handled and can deal with the money relatively. Browse the critiques on the company before making a decision to borrow by way of them. A fantastic point to keep in mind when applying for payday loans is you always need to be aware of the rates. In no way signal anything before you understand fully the terminology. Without these details, you might be at risk for being cheated. Many organizations that supply online payday loans ensure their contracts shield them, the lending company, in the event of a challenge. If the person getting the money declares individual bankruptcy, the payday advance financial debt won't be discharged. They could also stress borrowers to sign contracts which status that they could not be accused of for any reason. Determine when you have to repay the money. You could be subjected to high service fees if you miss out on the payback day. It really is crucial for you to spend the money for loan back again within the specified time frame. It appears as though a whole new company pops up day to day giving payday loans. In case you are unsure what exactly a cash advance is, it really is a small loan which doesn't need a credit history verify. It is a really quick phrase bank loan. As these lending options are usually temporary in nature, they come with actually high rates of interest. Nonetheless, these in an emergency might need them. Consider the classes provided by payday loans. People who tend not to spend amount of time in determining concerning the interest rates and also other service fees are astonished at how much a payday loan basically winds up costing. This can be the details you are seeking in order to reduce costs from now on. All those considering payday cash loans will be best if you use them as a complete last resort. It is because you suffer substantial interest levels when looking for payday loans. You can wind up the need to shell out 25% or higher of your own personal loan in interest. Look into every other alternative you may have before applying for payday loans. Avoid getting a personal loan for the sum you won't be able to repay. There are several companies that will give you a higher amount than you can pay for. Don't surrender and cushion the lender's pockets with dollars. Do what's ideal for your circumstance. Analyze the relation to the payday loan closely. Be specifically aware for high rates of interest. Businesses change. Some are forthcoming about curiosity. Other people are secretive. Should it be really worth it to you when agreeing to that loan? Always keep that price in mind and figure out. Payday cash loans generally require debtors to provide published data checks as a method to guarantee payback from the charges, fascination and principal. It is important to make certain your checking account has enough dollars to cover the check you previously published. When your transaction checkout bounces, you will be deal with fees with the banking institution and with the payday loan provider. Prior to getting a payday advance, take into consideration regardless of whether what you would like it for is surely and true emergency. You need to only use payday loans in a fiscal unexpected emergency. You shouldn't obtain a payday loan because you are irresponsible along with your budget. Get everything in producing with regards to your financial loan. Oftentimes, the clerks aren't educated regarding the details or policies are different from precisely what is informed or advertised. Go through and know the contract and acquire clarifications on any parts that happen to be confusing. When they can cause harm to your credit ranking, explore payday cash loans and discover you can't plan to improve your credit score simply by repaying the borrowed funds punctually. You could practically experience a decline in your credit history when you don't pay the bank loan by the due date. It is vital that you pay back your loan by the due date. When you really need money speedy, a payday loan is offered. You should recognize almost everything included prior to dive right in. This could be easy for you in the event you follow these tips. Payday loans. Summerfield